We have been looking at Joseph, a man of destiny. And I think the last time we looked at life's questions. The life will always ask us questions. We have looked at part 1. And in that part, we looked at the fact that life will ask us questions. That man asked Joseph, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? That was the question the man asked him. When Joseph got lost in the wilderness, when he was looking for his brothers, he asked him, what are you doing here? And that was in part 5. We said the journey of life is usually unplanned. That's the beginning. Many times it's unplanned. It's not you that controls it. It was an accidental assignment that they sent Joseph that landed him there. Then he got lost. And the man asked him, what are you seeking? And he told him what he was seeking. And we tried to look at the reason why that question was asked. That number 1, it will be asked when they discover you are lost. And there are many people that are lost in the journey of life. Many are lost in the journey of life. And it will be asked also when they see that somebody is hopeless. When he's hopeless, when somebody loses hope, he's lost practically everything about himself. And when somebody seems just to be walking around in a cycle, we use the word when he's groping in the dark. You know what it is to grope in the dark? You enter a dark room, there is no light. You are looking for something, you'll be doing like this. When somebody is groping in the dark. Then, when somebody is in a wrong place, what are you seeking? That question will be asked. Now let's move to the other part and see. We are still going to look at our text, Genesis chapter 37, 16 to 17. And that's about response. What was Joseph's response to that question? What are you seeking? What was his response? In Genesis 37, 16 and 17. Joseph responded to the question. So he said, I am seeking my brothers. I am seeking my brothers. That was a very simple, direct response to the answer to the question. And that tells you something. When they ask you a question, be simple. Just go straight to the answer. Don't try to make it complicated. I am seeking my brothers. And he told the man, please tell me where they are feeding their flocks. I'm seeking my brothers. Please tell me where they are feeding their flocks. And that gives the man a description of the kind of brothers he was looking for. He wasn't looking for brothers that were carpenters. He wasn't looking for brothers that were fishermen. He was looking for brothers that were shepherds. I'm seeking my brothers. Please tell me where they are seeking their flocks. And that's a very good answer. That means he's working smart. He's working smart. He didn't allow the man to ask him again, what job are your brothers doing? I'm seeking my brothers. Please tell me where they are feeding their flocks. So if the man had seen several men on the road, maybe he had seen fishermen, he had seen cobblers, he had seen carpenters, he knew this young man was looking for a brother that were shepherds. And that tells you also, when you want to answer questions in a way that will give that man an understanding of what you really want. Particularly when you go for job interviews. Don't give just vague answers that leads nowhere. Because people want to employ someone that knows what the business is about. You don't want to go and work in a company and they ask you, what do we do here? You start scratching your head. You don't know the business of the company you want to work for. You are failed. Because it's not their duty to tell you. You are supposed to have made your research before you got there. So Joseph had made the research. He knew the question the man could ask next will be, what kind of job are your brothers doing? So I'm looking for my brothers who are feeding their flocks. And look at the answer the man said. And the man said, they have departed from here, for I heard them say, let us go to Dothan. So Joseph went after his brothers and found them in Dothan. The answers were so specific. The man was able to give him a very specific answer. They have gone to Dothan. And Joseph was able to locate his brothers. So in life, men will ask you questions. They demand and expect a response from you. Your response most times will determine their actions and inaction. Their response will determine what they say and what they don't say. So sometimes you talk in a way they just feel you don't deserve an answer. So they will keep quiet. So they won't solve your problems. But if you answer properly, they might be able to give you a lead or a clue to what you actually want. So what are you doing here? What does it mean? Joseph answered him, I'm seeking my brothers. You know why? What you are seeking could mean that question could mean, what can I do for you? That was invariably what they were asking. What can I do for you, young man? So what are you seeking? What can I do for you? And you know, sometimes people ask that kind of question. You get to a place and they say, what can I do for you, young man? So that was the question that man was asking him. What can I do for you? I've seen you walking around this compound for maybe the last 3 hours. What can I do for you? How can I help you? That's another interpretation of that question. How can I help you? So your response is key to the man's action. Your response is very important. It's crucial to what the man will do and what he wouldn't do. And also, when such questions are asked, another thing it can do is can determine the resources that the man will make available to you. The resources he will make available to you. What can I do for you? What are you seeking? What resources can I make available to you? You want to have a wedding, for instance, and the man asks you, what have you done? I know you are planning your wedding. What have you done? You don't need to tell him what have you done. It's not what you need. What have you done? The man has an idea what you need to do when you want to wed. So what have you done? I've bought my suit. My sister has bought a gown. The man knows there should be reception. He knows there should be this, there should be other things. Just tell him, what have you done? What you have done, rather. When you tell him what you have done, the man can look at you and say, okay, where can I come in to really help you? What is the next? When he asks that question, what are you supposed to say? You tell him the most pressing thing after. The man knows getting your dress is very important because you are the one everybody is coming to watch anyway. Now that you have done that one, what else is important? If I were you, if I don't have money for dowry, that's when I will ask for. They have given me a very tall list. The list is 1,000 tubers of yam. The man might say, okay, I'll provide 500. Or the man might be able to tell you how to go and negotiate it down. And what kind of in-laws are those ones? Do you want them to they want you to become a farmer? Or you go and negotiate, go and tell them you give them 200 tubers. And as an elderly person, you'll be able to tell you how to negotiate it. But what can I do for you? Just pick the most pressing thing there and tell him. Because it will determine the resources that will be made available. That will be made available to you. If you don't answer the question properly, you may not get the allocation. And I pray for you this season that everything that is important in your life, everything that is key to getting you to where you are going, God will make available in the name of Jesus. Amen. So it might determine the resources that can be deployed on your behalf. The resources that can be deployed on your behalf. The man in this situation did not really have more than just telling Joseph, go this direction, you will find them. But in other instances, I will give an example of 1 Kings chapter 19. 1 Kings chapter 19. Elijah, when he had called down fire and he ran away from Jezebel, ran into the cave, he was quite hungry. God asked him, Elijah, what are you doing here? As if God didn't know what he was doing there. And he said, I've been jealous for your name. I've done this one. I've done this one. Now, I'm the only one left. And they seek my face. So Elijah at that time, what is important is security. But God knew he needed more than security. He needed food. So when he had answered God, God told him, Elijah, don't worry, sit down. I've commanded raven to bring food to you here. So he fed him and gave him water to drink. Because he answered the question, God knew what he actually needed. All he needed is refreshing. He felt abandoned. He felt lonely. Now God coming into his life is showing him that you still matter. Then let me feed you. Because in my language, they say when food is out of poverty, poverty is gone. When you take food out of poverty, the moment you can feed yourself, you are poor, it's true, you don't have clothes to wear. But if you can feed yourself regularly, 3 square meals a day, you'll be able to think right. So God gave Elijah food. Then he could think. He gave him strength for the next journey. So it determines what resources that will be made available to you. You know, the reason why we are treating this, everybody needs to be careful when you are answering questions. Everybody. Because you don't know the reason why the man is asking you that question. He must have been watching you. The man already knows what situation you are in. But he wants to be sure. If he deploys his resources, will it be used well? Will you be able to manage it? If I give you this space, can you occupy it? Can you make full use of the land? Because he wouldn't want to throw away his own resources. So, answering questions is very important. When people want to know what is in your heart, they throw questions. So, always think before you respond. I think we all heard the story that Daddy Gio told us when he went for an interview. And the man asked him a question of geography when he went for a mathematics scholarship board examination. And he told the man, I thought we are here for mathematics. He never knew that was the chairman of the board. He said the moment he knew he would never get that scholarship, and he didn't get it. Because they woke the man up, he was sleeping. When they were about rounding up, the man just said, where is Entebbe? It's not that I didn't know where Entebbe was. Entebbe is the capital of where? Entebbe is a city in Uganda. But he said no. Instead of answering the question, he said, I thought we are here for a mathematics examination. Answer the question. Maybe another lesson. Don't use question to answer question. Don't use question to answer question. Answer the man. Because many people will feel insulted, particularly when they are higher than you. They feel insulted. It will determine the resources that is going to be made available to you. So Elijah responded in 1 Kings chapter 19 and verse 9. And God fed him. And the Bible says he went in the strength of that meal 40 days to Horeb, the mount of God. God knew that was what he needed. So the response of somebody will determine the resources that men will make available. The reason why many people lack resources is because they don't answer questions correctly. Or sometimes because they feel they know. They don't answer the question they are really asking them. They answer another question. And if you don't satisfy the questionnaire, you don't get the resources available from him. Another thing that the question will tell the person, it tells him that you know what you want. Your answer evokes knowledge, that you know what you want. That you know what you want. Because if you don't know what you want, they'll give you what they feel you want. And that may not be what you need. I remember I was somewhere some years ago. Yes, apparently that guy needed a car. But his financial needs at that time, he didn't need the kind of car they gave him. So they gave him a car that was a body. How many of us have seen BMW 7 Series before? That was the kind of car they gave him. And I was talking about 1999. There was no way he could maintain the car. So the car became a burden. He ended up trekking. His need was a car. But maybe he's been looking at that guy driving that big car. I like this car. Not minding his pockets. So they gave him the car. They abandoned the car for him. He ended up, it's as good as not having anything. So even when you must be able to determine your needs, cut the coats. Look at the level you are. Don't talk about your need in 10 years' time this year when the man is asking you. Some of us, that's a sign that I have a big vision. But the man is not looking at 10 years' time, he's looking at today. What do you need for now? What do you need to survive? What do you need to survive the crunch, economic crunch of today? If you start telling him what you need in 10 years, and if he provides it and you don't have the resources to manage it, you're going to lose 10 years opportunity. So it's a sign that you know what you want. It evokes knowledge. You know what you need. In Mark chapter 10, verse 51. Mark 10, 51. That was the story of Bartimaeus. Blind Bartimaeus. Mark 10, 51. So Jesus answered and said to him, "What do you want me to do for you?" Look at the answer of Bartimaeus. Said the blind man said to him, "Rabbi, that I may receive my sight." That I may receive my sight. He might have said, "I need food. Babianla. Shanu mitori Olorun, give me money to buy food." Bartimaeus was tired of people giving him money at that level. Just let me see. If I can see, I will feed myself. If I can see, I will feed myself. If I can see, I can walk, I'll be able to get my accommodation. If I can see, I'll be able to get married. If I can see, I'll be able to send my children to school. Just give me my sight. And that tells you sometimes it is not money that you need. It's a job. If I can get a job, leave the rest to me. I'll take care of my needs. So you must know what you need. That's why I love one of our churches. They say they don't pray for people that do not bring offering to church. This one, when you are rounding up praying for offering, said, all those that did not give, God bless them. They said, no, God bless what you have given. Doesn't bless zero. So what stopped you from saving the money you used to buy Coke during the week and bring it to church as often? And I love them. It's one of the wealthiest arm of this church. Because that's their policy. From day one, they started when they were all youths. They don't pray for you when you don't bring any. When you don't say, I put my hand in my pocket and do like this, and you put empty hand in the offering basket, like some people do here. They don't pray for such people. Because they believe during the week, something passed through your hands. You could have saved part of that money, no matter how small. Drop it in the offering bag. Because 0 times 0 is what? In fact, 0 multiplied. But if you have saved 10 kobo or 50 kobo out of the money, Coke is not expensive, isn't it? 500 naira. And you just say, I'm not drinking Coke today. I'll keep that 500 naira till next Sunday so I can give God something. Do you think God will not appreciate it? He will. So what you need is not money. What you need is a job. Or you have a business idea. Okay, I can do this. And the man will now ask you, how much do you need to start that business? Sometimes 50 naira, 50,000 naira can start such a business. I've told the story here of a young man that I was his pastor in 1999-2000. He's the eldest of his father's children. He had about 5 other children, brothers and sisters after him. What did he do? He just came to me one day and said, Pastor, this is my situation, but I can wash. Can you be giving me your clothes so that I wash and you pay me? So I tried him, gave him a few shirts, and he washed them, and he brought them. They don't collect offering from you. Just help me to tell all the ministers that I'll be their dry cleaner. And one day I just told the minister, this is what this guy does. Let us patronize him. And at the stage when he has done for 1, 2, 3 people and he did well, we printed a flyer for him on our computer in the office, circulated it in the church. And after some time, pastor is powerful with the microphone. Just today I say, dry cleaner in our church here. Everybody just patronized him. Up till the last time I heard about that guy, over 20 years, he's still doing that business. All his brothers are out of school. He's married. He runs the business successfully. His problem was not money. He could have asked, Pastor, welfare, just give me 10,000 naira. At a stage, pastor will be tired of him. When he sees him coming here, I will run to this side. But he solved the problem once and for all. Why? He gave an answer that evokes that he knew his needs. So you must know your need. When they ask you questions, don't ask for what you are going to eat and finish. Ask for what will feed you for the rest of your life. Let's stand on our feet.